Hey guys, so it is time for the weekly twin flame guidance reading. Okay, remember when I say divine masculine or I say masculine or feminine, it's just based on energy, not gender, because they're interchangeable. Nobody is always in one energy all the time, always in their feminine or always in their masculine, unless they're completely imbalanced. Now, the overall energy is healing begins. Okay, so this is another week of deep healing to bring about stability. This healing is necessary in order for there to be stability within the connection. Okay, so please understand that. Remember, healing may not be the most comfortable thing all the time. It's painful. We have to open up things that maybe we didn't want to look at. We have to heal things that hurt. Okay, so it's not always the most it's not the most feel good, type of energy at times. Now, what I'm getting here is that the masculine is healing in his ability to express his love, his ability to really be able to show what he really feels on the inside. The feminine is healing in her ability to get beyond just her beliefs and the way she was brought up, things that she was taught about love, fairy tales that she was taught about love, perceptions of what a woman should be, how a woman is supposed to be in a relationship, things like this. So there's healing that has to occur for her in that area. Now, what I'm getting for the divine masculine is that this is a time for him to be able to go with the universal flow of energies. I'm getting that he's feeling that the universe is trying to kind of pull him in a certain direction. He's getting more in touch with his emotions. But he's having a little bit of an issue when it comes to feeling like he needs to hide himself, feeling like he needs to be someone that he's not, feeling like he has to put on a face. And this is blocking the universal flow for him. So it's like at this point, he's at a place where he's beginning to recognize it. He's getting a hand on these things, but he's still at a point where he's not sure if he's quite ready for the battle. Like this feels like something that's going to be very difficult for him, very hard for him. And it's like, he's like, can I really flow with the universal energies to the point of removing my mask, removing my armor? That's going to be a hard thing to do. So can I really rise to that challenge? So he's kind of just waiting around a little bit there. And then there's healing that's coming up as it pertains to him fighting for where he wants to be, him fighting, becoming a warrior of love, him fighting for the ability to get to where he wants to be. And so he's kind of just waiting on this right moment to strike. It's like there's healing of the broken places within him that is allowing him to be able to stand more in his light. And as he's able to stand more in his light, as he's able to go with the universal flow, and allow himself to not have to wear this mask, it's at that point that he's ready to fight. He's ready to stand up and fight for where he wants to be. Now, there's also, he's still trying to choose if he's going to come into balance with his own masculine and feminine energies. And it's like he's trying to see how destiny's going to unfold. So it's like he's feeling like he has options, okay? For some, it's like I could maybe go somewhere where I won't have to rise up, where it will be easier and I won't have to do this soul work. I won't have to do this healing. Okay, so this is where some may choose karmic partners, okay? Because remember, with karmic partners, the masculine never really has to rise up, okay? Because the karmic partner is just going to come in and not require for him to be the divine masculine and rise into that energy. She's just kind of accept him as just completely imbalanced, like even if he's not willing to grow. Because like, see, the divine feminine here will accept him being imbalanced, but not if he's not willing to grow. Like, she's not going to impact her own life and, or, you know, just completely let him destroy her life, or, you know, just bring all of this stuff into her life because he's refusing to grow. You know, remember, twin flames go side by side. They grow and rise up together like the number 11. Okay. So they both rise up. So then it's like some of these masculines are thinking about other options, easier options that won't require them to ever become balanced. And then they're thinking about their destiny, you know, and what happens if they don't choose to grow. And then they just want to, go off with something easier. Because remember, the twin flame connection is actually the hardest. It's not going to be it's not the fairy tale. Okay, the fairy tale, you can get a little bit more with the soulmate. Now, then we have here the feminine, who is the feminine here is having to deal with her beliefs about love. Okay, so that's where her healing comes in at. So wait, let me recap for the masculine. It's like him healing enough and finding enough stability within himself to be able to rise up, to heal the broken pieces within himself, reconnect with himself, and move in the direction that his soul is feeling led to go in, and then being able to fight for what he believes in, and being able to shed more of the ego, and being able to really express his love and be the lover that he really is, the warrior of love that he really is. Now, when it comes to the feminine, it's about her beliefs, okay, or how she was raised, what society taught her about relationships, love, what a relationship should be. Okay, so then we get into the fairy tale where you're told that, love is this white, knight in shining armor coming in, sweeping you off your feet. Love is emotion. We're taught that, where you think that love is just a feeling. It's like when you love someone, you can feel it, you can, it's just, and they make love this completely emotional thing. Well, with twin flames, remember that the love is on every level. So it's spiritual, it's mental, it's emotional, it's physical, it's on every level. Okay, so what I'm seeing here is waiting on something from the masculine, waiting on some type of message, waiting on him to say something she feels she's been waiting on for a very long time. And so she's kind of at a place where she's wanting to offer friendship. Not something romantic, like she's still offering the love, but not her full cup of love, because she's needing his effort. She's needing him to meet her, and see, this is coming as she's healing. Okay. So a lot of society teaches women that they have to be codependent, and then they call the codependency unconditional love. Okay. But as the feminine is healing this week, she's getting out of that codependency, and what she's taught is unconditional love, and how she has to love a man, or how she has to do these things, even to the neglect of herself. Because remember, with unconditional love, that extends to you too. See, the codependent does not have the unconditional love extending to themselves first. They're all about giving this unconditional love to somebody else, regardless of, there's no love that they give to themselves. They have no standards. They have no regard for themselves. They have no concern for themselves. That is not healthy. Okay, it's codependent. So they're constantly putting somebody else constantly over themselves, but they don't realize the reason that it's unhealthy, and it's not unconditional love. It's a dependency. It's an emotional ailment that needs to be healed. The reason that they don't realize this is because they're taught that this means love in some way. And they don't realize that if they continue to do that, you don't have the love to give. And with codependence, it's not really unconditional love anyway, because remember, they're loving to get love. Okay? So as the feminine is beginning to heal this within herself, she's beginning to express herself and how she really wants to be met. She wants to be equals. And she's offering love, but in a more platonic type of way, like a caring, more innocent, pure love. Like it doesn't have to be romantic, because I'm not receiving, like I'm not getting from you the message of love, the full expression of your love. And then for some, there may even be third party. So then as the feminine is rising herself and she's healing herself, then she's looking at it like, if you want to be with this other person or whoever you want to be with, that's great. Because if you're not going to rise up and meet me, then that's okay. Like I'll still love you. We can be friends, but be with that other person if that's what you want. Like she's getting out of that codependent energy that says you have to be with me. Love me, please, please. I need it so bad. Love me. Which, does that sound very healthy? No. Okay. So then we look here where she's beginning to change her focus. She's beginning to find her own passion. She's beginning to find her own power, her own strength, and it makes her feel good. Okay. So remember, these energies are over the next week. So you may not be feeling them yet, but pay attention over the next week. Okay. So she's beginning to feel her power again. She's wanting to be supported. She wants someone that's going to come there and, share in the love with her. It's like she's not wanting to just pour her cup out in buckets with holes in them where all of her love just spills on the ground. She's wanting to pour it into a cup that is ready to contain it, and then the cup that's going to pour back into her, and then she wants to do this dance of let's pour into one another. Okay, so as she's rising in her power, her focus is changing, even from these third party situations. And if he wants to be with this other person, she's not fighting for him. She's not gonna fight somebody else for, because remember, he's choosing. See, her self-esteem is rising. When our self-esteem is low, we don't care if someone isn't even choosing us. So somebody could be right in our face, basically not choosing us. And somehow we'll have a delusion in our minds when we're unhealthy that though this person isn't choosing us or they don't want to be with us, there's, because we felt something within ourselves, which can just be triggered through our own unhealthy patterns that we don't see. That can make us feel like there's something great going on here, or there's something so real. It can trigger all kind of things. Okay. Even synchronicities. Let me tell you, I've been through it with multiple people, the dreams, the synchronicities, the energy of them following me and being with me. I've had that with multiple people. Okay. So let me tell you, you can have that with multiple people. I know I've experienced it. Can't nobody tell me nothing else. I've done it. I felt it. I've been there. Okay. So, but when you rise up out of this codependency and you rise up and you heal out of these beliefs and you stand in your power as a woman, or as a feminine energy, that you have this amazing ability to love, and you have this ability also to receive love. Okay. So she's feeling more in her power. She's feeling good. So then she gets to a point where, she's killing things. She's killing her ego. She's getting rid of, which you can never fully kill it, but you get what I'm saying. The ego that gets in the way of love for her, with the ego fears. Okay. She's getting rid of that. And it's like she's ready to kill things that just no longer serve her, because she wants true love. She wants powerful love. She wants something strong, something stable, someone who holds on to her when she holds on to them. Okay. So she's learned her lesson, so she can end this karmic cycle of chasing someone who doesn't want her, or, she can get out of being the karmic, and she can move into being the divine feminine. So she can get out of this karmic cycle because she's learning the lesson. So remember, when we don't learn the lesson, we repeat the same cycles over and over again until that karma is learned. Okay. So she's ready to break that cycle. She's killing it. Like she's ready at this point to have real love, someone who holds on to her, not a fantasy, not a delusion out of her unhealthy emotional state. She wants someone that's going to stand with her. It doesn't mean that they're perfect, doesn't mean that he's perfect, doesn't mean that he's completely balanced, but he shows up. See, he's acknowledging the love just as she is. So it's like, okay, whatever we have to heal, we can heal it together. We can go on this journey together because we're latching on to each other. It's not me reaching out for you and you don't want to be there. You're running away. You're not, it's two people that are feeling that love between them. Okay? And they're holding on to each other and they're building something stable and strong and solid between them, and they're allowing it to grow. So yes, they are going to continue to have to heal. They are going to continue to have to go through their challenges, and it's not going to be the, romantic. It may not be the most romantic love story ever. For those who've really been walking this journey, then you understand that the twin flame journey is kind of the least romantic journey oftentimes, because the spiritual component kind of overshadows everything else. And so there's so much healing, and you do that together though. You're not just, I'm getting into a whole nother thing. But this is the guidance for this week. Allow yourself to overcome your beliefs of what it has to be. Allow yourself to overcome any codependencies or unhealthy love patterns, karmic cycles where you're doing the same thing with no results. It's because you're not learning the lesson. That's the way karma works. That's the way karmic relationships work. That's the way karmic cycles work. You're not learning the lesson. Okay. And regardless of what you believe and what you were taught about the fairy tale and how love should be open to the concept of what true love is, because true love is so much more than an emotional experience. It's not a person that you just feel something with. It is a person that you feel something, yes, and it's the most intense thing that you've ever felt. But it's not intense in a sense. It's more like a coming home. It's a cool, comfortable, safe, relaxing energy. Okay, it's not frantic like the karmic energy that pulls you to someone. It's so intense. It's like you can't even control. It's like I can't stop myself from moving towards you. No, the twin flame energy, the resonance is more of a I want to be here. Like I could not be here. It's not so intense that I could never stop myself. But something about this is just so right. Feels so safe. It feels so comfortable. I want to be here. I choose to be here. And you both choose to be there. And so you have this passionate energy, yes. But you also have the mental connection and the spiritual connection where you're wanting to go in the same directions. You're wanting the same things, If you don't want kids, your twin flame is not someone who wants 10 kids, It's because on a spiritual soul level, you're on the same path for creating the same type of life, going in on a path for the same type of destiny, the same type of mission. So your souls want the same thing. You're in alignment like 11s, okay? So that's some things to think about, so let the healing begin, enjoy the healing, embrace it, because it brings about stability where you can get out of unhealthy, unstable love patterns. Allow the love to happen. Okay. Allow your masculine to show up for you. Okay. And a lot of times your masculine doesn't show up until you rise into your divine feminine energy yourself and you break away from the codependency. And then once you do that, if this is truly your divine masculine, he will rise up and come to you. You never have to really chase your divine masculine. There's never really a problem with him coming to you. Okay. Not if you're twin flames, because your souls have that resonance. So there's a lot of, like I said, get out of the beliefs and all this stuff that people tell you that keep you going on a karmic cycle, that will keep you acting as the karmic partner. Okay. So these are some things to think about. Okay. Because people turn around and they'll do all this talking about karmic partners, not realizing that they're the karmic partner. So then they'll look at a twin flame couple and they will think that they're the twin flame. And they will say, well, he's not as happy with her as he is with me, or she's not as happy with him as she would be with me. And they're not realizing this is unconditional love. See, twin flames don't love each other because it feels good all the time, or because they're happy all the time, or because things are great all the time. They love each other because they love each other through everything unconditionally. But see, they're showing up for each other. They're there doing it together. So then you have all these karmic partners that are on the outside of it, and they look in and they feel that they're the twin flame somehow, even though, and this is also something we've experienced, me and my twin, with people. How we've experienced karmics is other people thinking that we should be with them instead of each other. Okay, that's how we've seen it all time and time again. There's probably people out there still waiting that one day we're gonna come around to see, because I have a couple, he does too. Okay, and they think that you're gonna wait and come around, and then me and him talk about it, where he's like, I don't want to be mean, like he doesn't want to be harsh, because he's a lover. He's not the type that he really wants to be harsh. But, you know, sometimes it may just come to that where I'm telling him, like, well, I don't know. Like, maybe at some point you're just going to have to be really, really mean, which he doesn't want to do, which is understandable, you know. So, you know, you have to think about that, because unconditional love is people showing up for each other, and they go through the journey unconditionally. It's not unconditional love if you don't want to be here when it doesn't feel good anymore. You got to understand, as a twin flame, it's not going to feel good all the time. Because what about when somebody's going through a healing process that's making them act, you know, like something from their childhood is coming up, and it's making them act in a way that is really bothersome to you? Do you think that you're going to be feeling this immense love in that moment? You know, no, they will piss you off. You won't be feeling that. You could be mad, and then it could trigger your inner child, and you start responding back to them a certain way. So to other people, it can look dysfunctional, and it can look like there's no love there, or, you know, because you're not seeing this. But it's at a moment where they may be healing their inner children. But see, they know this. If they're twin flames, they're working through this kind of stuff together. So how it looks to people on the outside is how it looks to them. But it's unconditional. Like, even if it's not great, you want to go on this journey together. You're holding on to each other's hands, and you're saying, we're going to heal together. Like, we're going to get there, you know? So then, yeah, you may have these moments, but then at night you're in bed apologizing to each other and looking at how you can do better. You're crying with each other at night and holding each other in the bed, you know, crying, talking about your childhood. Okay, but then to somebody else, like me and my twin, we'll have a karmic partner somewhere that thinks because we had this connection, or because we had this great intense moment, like they'll literally be coming to me in my dreams, multiple. But it's like, no, I love him unconditionally. I don't care that you can provide this better, or that you can, that you feel that I could have this feeling. I don't know. You know, it's unconditional. We're on a journey together. We have a mission. We have things we're trying to accomplish. We're not sitting around here trying to live a fairy tale, but we have that too. We have that at times when we're in our healed space. You know, when we're in our high vibration, we can enter into bliss, but we're not always there if we still have gunk to clear. Okay, so I'm saying all this because this is an important time, and I'm just getting it, and it's just coming out because this is a time of healing, and I want to see people have their twin. I want to see people come into union. Actually, what I'm going to do is, for the next 48 hours, I'm going to do a half off special. Let me see. I'm going to do a coupon code, video 50. Half off any video readings for the next 48 hours for people who want to get some clarity on their situations. And then you can always do soul healing sessions for those who are just needing to help with this healing process. And then there's also the 5 hours to true love boot camp. Like, if you're really wanting to get balanced and look at the emotional, physical and mental aspects of aligning with true love, the True Love Bootcamp will do that for you. For those of you who've taken it, leave a comment, because it's been working phenomenally for so many people. Leave a comment and let people know how the bootcamp was for you, so that other people will know, because it will help you if you're struggling with your healing. It will help you to get some of your right perspectives and get out of these beliefs that we've been taught about love, that we think love is some fairy tale. So then when people have to heal together, and it gets, you know, where you have to get in the mud together, you're wiping the dirt off each other's faces, you're in bed crying together at night, holding each other through childhood pains and wounds, and you're healing all of these things. And because you unconditionally love each other, you don't love each other just because this person makes me happy. Sometimes your twin flame does not make you happy, and you're not happy in the moment together because you're both having to heal. but you're working through it together. You're holding each other's hands. And that's what people have to understand about the thing that twin flames do. And so a twin flame would never choose a feeling with someone over this amazing love and partnership and bond that is on every single level. You would never choose it. I could meet somebody that could give me the feeling I never felt, the best feeling I've ever known in the world, and I would not follow that and leave my twin that I love unconditionally. And I'm going to leave my twin because maybe he's not in that space right now. So I can't enter into bliss with him because he's healing from some wound. So he's, not as fun to be with right now, or his energy, he's really in negative vibes or low vibes, or he can't connect right now because he's shutting down emotionally because of some wound that's resurfacing. And so then I'm going to run off with someone who has they're offering me everything that my twin's not giving me. Everything that my twin is capable of giving me, does give me, and will give me again. But how is that unconditional? No, I would never choose that. So if that person wanted to wait in the wings for the rest of their life, they'd be waiting, believing I'm their twin. But I'm committed to the path of healing that I'm on with my twin, regardless of how happy we are in a given moment, because we know how that all depends on where we are with our healing. When, first of all, there's no connection. Even though I've had connections where the person's energy is with me, there's dreams, there's synchronicities, there's all kinds of stuff. Like literally this person's energy, especially because I'm sensitive to energy, this person's energy is coming up, walking with me in the grocery store while I'm feeling this person's energy. But you would never choose that over your twin, because that's just a feeling. And I'm gonna tell you, I've had it with multiple people, 3 to be exact, that felt that I was their one, because they felt that too. But see, all that is they're bringing in, they all made me learn something and see something. And that's all they're doing, is bringing their karmic. They're to bring in a lesson for me. And they all brought that in. But they're not all my twin. My twin is the one who's here, we're healing together, that we're connected mentally, spiritually, physically, emotionally, just every way that you could be connected to somebody. So why would I give all that up for an emotional connection with somebody that gives me feelings, but they don't even meet me mentally, or they don't meet me, you know what I mean? They're not there with me in every other way. Why would I settle for that? And this is the same thing me and him sit up in bed and talk about. Like, why would people think we would ever settle for that? That we would give this up for that? I choose unconditional love over any day, over a love that felt good, that just felt good, and that's all it did. Because your unconditional love with your twin, it still feels good, even though it doesn't all the time. And then the more you heal, the longer you get to stay in that high vibrational love energy that just feels like bliss and ecstasy. The only reason with your twin that you don't stay there is because you're not healed enough. Like, see, I know for me, what'll bring me down is I'll start, like when we're in that bliss energy, we may have some days in that, and it's just the most intoxicating, blissful energy ever. But then I may have a wound or fear. I may have a fear of being in that energy too long. Like, well, wait a minute, this is too good to be true. What if he does this? Or remember that time he did that? What if he does that again? And it spits me out of my bliss. So I just gave you guys that information to help with the healing, because this is a week of healing. So like I said, 48 hours, video 50. You can get half off a video reading. Where I'm at with time frames now, I'm going to start speaking that in these weekly readings. Where I'm at with time frames right now, you can expect, if you get booked in this week, there's a few slots that are still left for this week. If you get booked in this week, you're looking at 3 days, okay, for getting yours back. Because it says 2 to 7 days, but I do that because of the upload times. Sometimes it's taking so long, like the videos are recorded, but they're taking so long to be uploaded where I can send them to people. So if you book for any time this week, you can have, because you can use this coupon code as many times as you want. So if you want to book a couple of appointments, go ahead. But it's only for 48 hours. Yeah, so you're looking at about 3 days now. If you end up booking for next week, I can't say exactly, but I'm hoping it would still be around 3 days, maybe 3 to 5. It just depends on how many people book. Alrighty, guys, because I don't compromise my readings, guys. Keep that in mind. My time frames are like they are for a reason. It is very important for me to maintain my energy and to not be overexerted, because I'm telling you, if I read when I'm completely overexerted, my readings are not as good. Like, my readings are not cheap. I want you guys to have a accurate, powerful, like, I want to read, honey. So you're not paying for no bullshit. You know what I mean? Like, you're not going to be paying for something where my energy wasn't good. I sat around and did 30 readings that day, and then I'm just spewing stuff. No, I want you to have a quality reading, and that is what you will get. And that is the reason that my time frames can be like they are, because if I'm really, like, say for instance, my energy is really bad that day. Like, one day I got a flat tire. Like, I had readings to do. I got a flat tire, but then, like, the whole situation went haywire, and I ended up really pissed off, like, at the situation. And then I get home and, to do readings, and I'm like pissed off. Like, I'm not in good energy. I'm not going to read, because people are paying for those readings, and I'm not going to sit down and read full of junk, full of my own pissed offness, and things like that. So I'm looking out for you guys. So bear that in mind, because you don't want me reading for you like that. You want me to be where I need to be to serve you. To serve you. That's what I do. Okay? So I love you guys so much. Have wonderful healing this week. If you need me, you know how to, reach me. If you want to do soul healing sessions, if you want to address your specific connection, all of that, I'm here. Okay. And then there's Instant Go. You can reach me instantly and ask a question for like $6.99. Okay. So check me out. I love you guys. Have a good day. Bye.